Well, guys, do I have quite the story to share about this bin of pickups that we're about to go through here? You're not going to believe it. It is like a bunch of stories connected together of how this all came to be. It's just insane. I'm going to get this stuff laid out on the floor and we'll explain how all this came to be in my possession. All right, guys, so here's all the stuff laid out on the floor, minus the Sega Saturn game. We'll get into it, but here's the box of controllers and cords. I don't want to empty all that out yet because I already got to go through the headache of testing this stuff. But yep, we got two PS1s, two Model 1 Genesis, a Nintendo 64 with expansion pack. That's cool. Beat up old Super Nintendo, and then a bunch of games over here. The 64 games, again, nothing crazy over here. Toy Story 2, Ken Gifford Jr.'s Slugfest, one of my favorite baseball games, and just a bunch of sports, other wrestling games. Swoop over to the Sega. I'm excited to add RBI Baseball and Royal Rumble to the collection. Going on down. But probably my favorite one out the lot here was this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the fighting game edition that was in here. Some other Super Nintendo. Then, of course, some PS2. SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Great game. Darkstone, Soul Calibur. So, yeah. This is all the stuff I picked up. Now, how in the world did this happen? This is what's crazy about this story, guys. It's mainly the story behind this, not really the pickups here in general. And, again, this game was not part of the lot. That'll kind of tie into this, though. If you guys remember, it's about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was out garage sale hunting, and it was the pickups video I did that said the resellers were out of town. At least the big video game reseller was out of town for a convention. So I was able to just see all sorts of stuff around town, and I showed you guys the stuff that I picked up. Some really cool stuff that day. And I was at one sale that, again, I said they had a table laid out with consoles and everything and games on the table. But I only wanted to get the stuff I really wanted, and that was, I think it was the Virtual Boy controller, the PlayStation 1, the slim one, Rambo 3 on the Genesis, and a game on the PS1 called G-Police. I think that's everything I got from him. If I'm missing something from that video, I apologize. I think that is what I got. Then I left everything else. I was like hoping a collector would come by and find something they really needed and wanted for their collection. I just left it. But sure enough, after I left, apparently a reseller came and bought it all. And it's a reseller that I actually know who's already been featured on this video before. So shortly after I left, this guy, his name is Kevin, he came and he wanted to buy out the guy's table, what was left there. And there was more in this collection than you're seeing right now. It's just it connects to this game. So he got all that stuff. He just went and made this guy an offer for everything. And guys, he bought all this stuff for $100. $100. I paid like half that for what I got from the guy. So, I mean, this guy's just like a heck of a negotiator, be able to get all this stuff for $100. I couldn't believe it. So he got all this for $100. He sends me a message saying, hey, I got some more video game stuff over here if you want to come and look at it. Now, how do I have a connection with this guy, you might be asking? If you guys remember, earlier in the channel, I did a pickups video where I showed you guys a complete in-box, like minty copy of an NES action set, or not the action set, but just complete in-box NES with the player's guide and everything. Great condition box with a bunch of other stuff that I went to and got from this guy. He had great GameCube games. He had issue 1 of Nintendo Power I added to the collection. Just so many high-end things. It was just an awesome experience going because he had just bought out a collection from someone for like $1,000, and he had like $5,000 worth of stuff sitting in his house. So I went through picking out the stuff I really wanted for the collection, and I helped him out by like setting aside stuff I already had that I told him was like of better value, like $50 and up games that he could get more for if he wanted. But he still ended selling those really cheap as well to another guy who came in behind me. So I already had a connection with this guy. He kept my information, and he found some stuff and was like, hey, like, if you want this stuff, you're the first person I was going to contact, see if you wanted it. Come on by. And he just showed me this bin, like the picture kind of like I had showed you. And when I got there and started looking through it, I was like, Kevin, man, I know exactly where this stuff came from because it looks really familiar. You got this from that yard sale a couple of weeks ago. He's like, yep, I sure did. And he had only paid $150 for it. I was like, man, isn't it's just crazy how, like, I left that thing in hopes, like fellow collector's gonna go in there and get this, and then nope, he just came in and swooped it all up. So that is why it is so tough out there competing with resellers, guys, because they'll just come in and suck up the whole table. So I was kind of torn on this when he wanted to meet up and make this deal because I really don't. We already know what happened with the PlayStation 1 that I got from the guy. It didn't work. So I feel like none of this stuff is going to work at all. And again, I hate going through the process of selling anything. But I did need a lot of these games for my collection. None of the Super Nintendo. I didn't have any of this stuff. Some of the 64 I do have, but the rest, even though it's low end stuff, I didn't have. And there's a couple Genesis here I wouldn't mind adding to the collection. So I was like, this is weird. Do I go ahead and do this deal? Because again, I wanted it to stay out there for people to get, but unfortunately, it still ended up in the hands of a reseller. So do I do this? And mainly just to keep the connection with him in case he does find stuff again. So I really wasn't doing this it's great that I get to add like 80% of these games to my collection, but it was more about keeping the connection with him in case he does find stuff again, because again, he gives me such good deals on it. He initially wanted like $250 for all this. I was like, there's no way I'm doing that because these consoles, what I already experienced with the other guy stuff that I got from him, the Virtual Boy controller worked. I just took some really heavy duty cleaning and finagling with to get it to work on my system. But of course the PS1 didn't. So I was like, if you want to do a deal on the games, I'll do that. But he's like, you know what? I paid $100 for it. So if I can make $50 on it, I'm happy. So if you want to do $150, it's all yours. So I said, sure, I'll do the $150. And I thought that was worth it just to keep, again, that connection with him. So in case, again, he does find stuff, I'll be the first one he goes to because, I mean, he knows he can and I'll have the money ready to pay for anything. So I don't know. I felt torn on it again just because I don't want to go through the headache with this stuff, but I also wanted to keep that connection. So you guys let me know what you would have done. Was it just, did I do the right thing in keeping this connection? And I do have plans and hopefully giving some of these double consoles and stuff away. I want to give this SNES away too if it works. And that's my main goal. At the convention, I got a table I'm setting up at here locally in June. I'm hoping to turn this stuff into some giveaways because that is a great price for this stuff. And I've already made some of it back with this right here. That's where this comes into play because this collection had some other N64 games, NFL Blitz, both Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, Street Fighter on a Super Nintendo, and I forgot what else. But another collector in town, I showed him like what I had gotten, and he was like, man, there's some stuff in there I could use. So after I went through the games that I needed for the collection, I put all the doubles to the side so he can go through and see what he wanted. And he took a little stack and we did a trade. He gave me this game because it's one I've been really wanting for the Sega Saturn because it has Virtua Cop on it. And I've been looking for more shooters to collect or light gun shooters. So really stoked there. And with the rest of the stuff he got from me, he paid me $55. So this is about a $30 to $35 game. So we've made like $90 back technically already from the $150 I put into it. So it'll be fun to give some of this stuff away. Hopefully it works so I can, unless people want part stuff to get rid of. And hopefully maybe I can turn one of these things in and do another little giveaway for the channel. Maybe one of these Genesis would be a cool one to give away. So we'll see. But again, what would you guys would have done in this situation? It's crazy just how things connect and weave sometimes. Like, again, I find stuff I wanted, leave it all out for people. Like, hopefully some collectors can get some stuff. And sure enough, it ended up with a reseller anyways. But hopefully I snagged it from the reseller again at a great price, and it's still in the hands of a collector. So I guess it works out in the end. And hopefully I can get the rest of this stuff that I don't need into hands of the collectors at really good deals and prices. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And man, now the headache of going through these consoles and seeing if they'll work. And I hate this part of it. Anyways, I'm rambling on now. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let me know what you would have done in the comments below. I'll see you later.